all know he comes from rich North Melbourne pedigree, but after biding his time, Jackson Archer is developing his own reputation in the big time. The son of a gun is taking on some of the best small forwards in the game and improving every game he plays. Fresh off his best match yet against Richmond, Jackson Archer is this week's Telstra Rising Star nominee, and what a treat to have him at the desk. Jackson, welcome.
Thanks for having me.
How proud were you of this acknowledgement of all your improvement throughout the season to get the Rising Star nod?
It was a nice surprise. Obviously, the main thing was getting the win on the weekend for Lukey Mack's 200th, but yeah, it was a nice surprise yesterday.
How much are you enjoying your footy at the moment as well? With the turn in the club's fortunes in the past month or so, you guys are playing some pretty good footy at the moment.
I'm loving it. Obviously, I've had a couple injury issues, but now starting to string a couple games together and to get a couple of wins has been, it's been unreal.
Does there feel as if there's a shift internally now that there's a bit more perhaps confidence and belief?
I think so. I think that belief's just growing day to day. To get a couple of wins on the board now, it's our belief's growing, and we're such a tight group off the field, and I feel like we're starting to translate that onto the field now.
A lot of people have been watching you pretty closely, Jacko, and what's noticeable in the short time you've been there is your disposal improvement. Is that hours and hours of training yourself with Dad, or is it hours and hours with other people at the club?
It's definitely been a focus for me. I wasn't able to actually kick a footy in the off season or much in the pre-season because of my groin issues. But now that I'm getting my body right, I'm really going to work at it now with Mickey Barlow, who's our head of development, and he's been a great help to me. So it's definitely been an area of focus that I've been trying to improve.
From that early game, I think your first game was down at Tassie, wasn't it? Was that your first game?
Yeah.
From that game to now, what have you got more comfortable in doing? Is it playing on some of the best small forwards in the game? Is it your confidence going for the ball like we see there? What's jumped out for you?
Yeah, I feel like I'm just starting to. I've gotten used to the speed, and I'm feeling more comfortable out there now. Got such a good coaching group that have shown so much belief in me, and I feel like I'm starting to believe in myself a lot more now, and I guess my footy's going to a new level now.
When with your dad, Glenn, and everyone in football knows him, is it a burden having a father like Archer, your dad, or is it such a joyous thing to have Glenn Archer as your father?
I'd definitely say it's more of a joyous thing. I'm very proud of what Dad was able to achieve, and I guess those comparisons, they're always going to come. But like I said, I'm proud of what Dad was able to achieve, and now I'm just trying to forge my own path.
Does it still blow your mind though, and you still find yourself pinching yourself at this club that has meant so much to your dad and your whole family? When you see those pictures earlier of you as a little tiny tot with your dad, and now you're representing the same club. I do have to pinch myself sometimes. My dream when I was a kid, wasn't to play AFL, it was to play for North, and it was always like a second home for me, a second family. To do what I dreamt of now, it's I just love it.
You're part of this young group that's coming through. What's the camaraderie like? And I'm sure you're going to say it's great, but how committed is Wardlaw and Sheasel and yourself and others who are coming through?
Very committed. Like I said before, we're such a tight group, and I feel like there's just so much excitement around the place. We know that we're going to be a really good side for a long time, I think, and the likes of Sheasel and Wardlaw, like you said, they're leading from the front, and I feel like they're bringing up a lot of players with them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. You recently signed a 2-year contract?
Yeah.
That was really. Who's your manager? Glenn used to be a manager of sorts.
No, I'm with Tommy Petruccio. Yeah, he's a great man, Tommy. So I was happy to sign.
Yeah, good on you.
How long has Robbo been bugging you? Because you guys go a bit way back, don't you?
I used to live around the corner from the Archers, and it was funny. Early this year, I just want to tell this quick story. When Jackson was about 14, him and his dad come to my house and we watched Collingwood West Coast. Remember that game? Yeah. And Maynard played on Liam Ryan. And it was like one of these, it was the final. And it was an amazing one-on-one. And you're only like 14. And then 6 weeks ago, here you were standing Liam Ryan on the field, and I thought, God, I can go back to that night and remember how brilliant he was and what a young fella you were. Can you remember that?
Yeah, no, I remember. No, it's definitely something pretty cool. You know, obviously I was a big fan, but to now go play against some of these players, it's pretty special.
Which players left you most starstruck on the field? Or you go, I can't believe I'm on the same field as you?
Well, Dusty was a big one on the weekend.
Brad Hill when he was standing on your head.
Bobby Hill.
Bobby Hill, sorry.
No, thanks for reminding me. But yeah, him or the Bont, I'd say. They're just so big, and yeah, it was crazy.
Well, you belong on the big stage now. Congratulations on your Rising Star nom, and thanks for joining us.
No, thanks for having me.
Right on.